Hello, Bears fans, and welcome back. I am doing a couple of recordings today, and this is one of them that I think is worth speaking on. It is November 9th. However, you will probably see this on the 10th. I will probably upload this ahead of the Bears game on Sunday, so that's probably when you guys will see it. However, there's just a note about what's going on with the coaching that I wanted to go over. I did make a video this week about Eberflus potentially being the first coach to be fired if they are to lose to the Patriots on Sunday. And now we're seeing some conflicting stories about it. So if you see me looking off over here, like I do in many of my videos, I'm just looking at some feeds on Twitter and news articles and stuff like that. However, I think that these are some things that have been holding a lot of water this week. We heard that I think out of Sports Illustrated or somewhere like that there's a rumor floating around that if Eberflus loses to the Patriots, he'll be the first Bears head coach to be fired mid-season ever. Now, pretty much the day after that, or the same day, we were seeing reports that Ben Johnson was still heavily interested in being a head coach and that he wanted to be a play calling head coach. And alongside that was also reports that the Chicago Bears are still in play for him. And then pretty much a day later, the script kind of flipped, right? We're seeing reports now that there is a potential that Matt Eberflus not only doesn't get fired, but was pretty much given a secret contract extension that he might have 2 years left on his deal and not just one. I have a problem with that in and of itself because the Chicago Bulls did that with one of their head coaches, and people were absolutely livid. I mean, people were pissed. Now, I'm not the biggest basketball guy. My brother would know more about that than I would, but people were not happy when that came out. And if that happens to be the case with Eberflus, the Bears faithful will be calling for Ryan Poles' head if that's the case. And I mean, rightfully so. Not only that, but you should go up, to the ownership at that point. Like, what are you doing? You're in a position where you're either gonna continue one of two things. Either you're gonna not fire him at the end of before the end of the year. And then you're also going to continue the carousel of drafting a quarterback and then firing the head coach a season after that. So, I mean, the only reason why I feel like the Eberflus potential firing could hold any weight is it made the rounds on social media really, really fast. And a lot of people, when that first broke, seemed to be in vast agreement about it. Because Ryan Poles, I still believe in Poles. I still believe, even though he still has some fault to hold with what's going on with the coaching staff right now, I do believe that he is trying to set a proper culture for the Bears, and I believe that getting a coach like Eberflus in here was a good idea at the time while you were still building. And now that basically the only questions you have left is your offensive line, and you're still seeing coaching mistakes that are costing you games, whether it's from the offensive coordinator or the head coach himself, there needs to be an example made of that. And I fully believe that Ryan Poles would be the guy to do it, if I'm being honest. I think that he would be the guy. I also believe that you would bring in probably your defensive coordinator to be the head coach for the rest of the season if that were the case, which I would be fine with. But then on the flip side of that, you got reports coming out that Ben Johnson is saying basically, hey, if I was offered the job, I wouldn't take it because of the dysfunction that's going on right now. I also think that could be just a smoke show or a screening in and of itself because, yeah, things are going to be a little discombobulated with the coaching staff right now because if you got reports saying that he could absolutely get fired, being Matt Eberflus, and then you got reports saying, no, his job is safe and he's got a 2-year extension. Yeah, I mean, unless you see one or the other come to true fruition, of course Ben Johnson would probably step and say, hey, no, I want no part of that. But I still believe that if he was offered the head coaching job, he probably would take it. especially with what the Lions are doing right now, I would love to see an offensive-minded head coach. I haven't, outside of Matt Nagy and being so great in 2018, we haven't really had any super offensive-minded head coaches. I mean, Lovie Smith was a defensive guy, and so is Matt Eberflus. And I think that it's time for a heavily offensive-minded coach in Chicago, especially one that is such a great play caller the way Ben Johnson is. I would be okay with him being head coach and coordinator. Get rid of Waldron too, because he ain't the answer. In my opinion, I just can't roll with all the coaching mistakes that are really going on, and I really believe that tomorrow's game against the Patriots, well, today's game when you guys are seeing this video, I think that today's game could be a final dagger for both Waldron and Eberflus. I don't think that Waldron would get fired before the end of the season, but definitely Eberflus could be there. Like I said, I just think that Poles is. I still believe that he's trying to set a proper culture, and I think that Eberflus is kind of a roadblock to that right now because of the way in which you have lost games and or been out coached. I mean, that's not. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've backed it up in a lot of my videos. I don't think that that's a player personnel problem. It's a coaching personnel problem because, you look back at some of the scheming on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. That's not a player problem. They're doing what they're told to do in that play. Prime example, last week, Cole Kmet not getting a target. That's not a player issue. That's not a Caleb Williams issue. It's not a Cole Kmet issue. That's how the plays are designed, and that is 100% a coaching issue. So like I said, do I think that Waldron would get fired by the end of the year? Probably not. They might keep him in there to the end of the year. Do I think that Eberflus could get fired before the end of the year? 100%. And this Patriots game is going to be the deciding factor of that. Now on the downside, if you win against the Patriots, I fully believe because of the way that your schedule is going to shake out the rest of the year, if you win, that means that you won't see Eberflus get fired until after the season. But those are just my thoughts on it. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Eberflus could get fired if they lose against the Patriots? Do you think that they stick it out? What if he wins? Do you think that if he has an ugly loss in the gauntlet, as we're calling it, if he has a really ugly loss somewhere in those divisional games, could he get fired before the end of the year? Again, I'm not sure, but I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about what's going on with the Bears coaching staff right now, because we all know that it's an absolute mess. But again, leave a comment down below, like the video, share the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we can beat the algorithm. And one last thing before I go, guys. Not only did we hit 10 subscribers fairly fast on the channel, we are up above 15 now, so I can tell you that we are starting the road to 25 subscribers. I thank you all for tuning in to watch the videos. I appreciate you guys leaving some comments below so that we can have a discussion, because also those comments kind of allow me to have an outline of things to talk about in the next video, so that also helps me. Because another perspective in the videos is never a bad idea. But I just want to say thank you to you guys, and we will continue to grow together. So with that, you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Hopefully the Bears win, bear down, and I will see you all in the next one.